I have zero flying monkeys coming at me from my narcissistic family, system, cult, whatever you want to call them. When I went no contact, it was over 30 years ago. So they wouldn't have as many ways to get at me as people who are going no contact now. You know, we live in a fishbowl, right? We live in a social media age. I will say that my brother did come at me once when he saw a news interview that I did and accused me of lying and that whole thing and whatever. Like, that's not my problem. He wanted to hear things the way he heard them instead of actually how they were spoken, and take pieces of my book out of context, having actually not read the entire book. And it really meant nothing to me, because at this point I already realized that my brother and I had separate views on our childhood. For whatever reason, irrelevant. I have other videos about that, about, you know, how two kids grow up in the same household and yet have very different experiences, or ends up, you know, like me, the black sheep, going no contact, and him needing my mother's approval for the whole rest of his life and staying in a relationship with her. I do have flying monkeys coming at me from a narcissistic cult that exists here on TikTok. And that's been a thing that started to happen in a much bigger way when I started to speak out about the self-aware narcissist, who, by the way, encourage you to go no contact with your narcissist, but not with them. And I talk about how they don't belong within the healing community, and they prove my point. Because as soon as I started making those videos, which I will continue to make, because nobody should be looking for their healing with somebody who is a self-aware narcissist, and no therapist out there, coach, whatever you want to call them, should be promoting their services or their voice in the victim community. They don't belong here. And here I spoke out, and they've been sending their flying monkeys at me ever since. How do I know this? Because the language and the things that are happening never happened before I started speaking out against them, and before one in particular decided to post a video on their platform, which has since been taken down, but the monkeys are still flying around. It just goes to show you that, you know, some people are willfully cruel, and they have no life, and they don't care about anybody else but themselves. They just want things to look a certain way. They want you to fall in line, and if you don't, they're going to punish you for it.